Hello, hello. Hello. Welcome, you guys, to the Radiant Coach Masterclass. I am so excited to have you guys here tonight. Oh, how's everyone feeling as we're dropping in and getting ready for this beautiful transmission tonight? Let's hear it in the chat if you guys feel open to use it. And before we get started, I will let you guys know I had something happen. I either got bit on my eye or something, but I can't wear makeup or anything, and my eye is extremely swollen. So we're going to be keeping these on. And if you also notice that like something's going on, it's because something's going on. But we are going to jump in, my loves. Tonight is going to be epically beautiful. So before we get super into this, I'd love to open everybody up into this container, into this space. And this is a practice that I always do whenever I land in a spot where I want to open up my mind to receive information. And what it's called is fire breathing. We're just going to do a quick 2 minutes of fire breathing to really open us up and ground us in. Sometimes I do meditations to open up a space. Sometimes I don't know, I'll run you guys through all sorts of weird things. Sometimes we'll dance, but tonight I felt called to just do a quick breath exercise that will recalibrate our nervous system, open us up, ground us in, and allow you guys to receive this transmission tonight, because it's going to be fire. So if you guys can, no matter where you're at, doesn't matter if you're driving or sitting or walking, preferably if you're sitting with a notepad, it's going to be best. And what we're going to do is we're going to breathe for a moment in and out of our nose. So it's going to be quick breaths, like a bunny breath. And we're just going to do this for 2 minutes. So even if you're catching this as a replay, I highly advise you do this, because this is a tool that I use several times a day. I use it the moment I wake up. I use it before I journal. I use it before I listen to audios. I use it if I'm stressed. And it's a simple 2-minute exercise. And I'm going to do it with you guys. And I'll play a little song as we do it. So even if you guys have this as a replay and you watch it as a replay, it'll be an awesome thing for you guys to do before you receive this transmission. So let's jump in, loves. And if you can, close your eyes. If you can, close your eyes and focus your attention here. If you cannot close your eyes, it's totally fine. But I prefer if you guys close your eyes and just think right here, right here. So let's go ahead and start breathing together. Let's go. This is you and your breath. You're pumping your belly in and out, in and out. Breathing in and out of your nose, allowing yourself to fill yourself full of oxygen, clearing any stuck energy inside of your body. Letting your mind go completely blank. And it's just going to be you and your breath in this space. Allowing yourself to meet your edges here. Trusting yourself. Trusting your capacity in this moment. We're almost there. Keep going. You're all y'all are going to get a nice little DMT hit from this. Connecting deeply to spirit, your third eye chakra. Attention going to your third eye, the center of your eyebrows. 20 seconds. You've got this. Make it count. These last 20 seconds. Five more seconds. And a big inhale in, holding at the top, holding your energy in, squeezing your root chakra, sacral chakra, heart chakra. Everything goes up, 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 holding your breath, flooding yourself with all of this oxygen, and release. Release your breath, release your body. Your eyes are closed, you can keep them closed. Just spilling into this new body. You can start to circle your head, moving your neck, maybe rolling your shoulders back, rolling them forward. When you're ready, you can open your eyes, start to blink them open. Thank you. Thank you for resetting your energy with me and being in this beautiful space tonight so that we can dive in. Let's get started. Can everybody see my PowerPoint? Let me know in the chat. And you might need to let the chat section be to everyone, not just hosts and panelists. Can you guys just confirm with me that you can see my PowerPoint? Yes, no, maybe so. Does nobody know how to use the chat tonight? I wonder if the chat's working. Is the chat working? How about raise your hand if you can see my PowerPoint? Cool, cool, cool. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I don't think the chat's working. If you guys are using it, I can't see the chat, which sucks. Put your, I'll have you guys put your hands down, and then if you can, if you type something in the chat, can you put your hand back up? Okay, perfect. Okay, you guys can. Oh, is the chat disabled? I'm seeing your guys's things. Interesting. I don't know. I guess we don't have the chat tonight, but that's fine. That's fine. Thanks for letting me know. I was like, what's happening? What's happening? The chat's usually lit up. Well, let's begin. Technical, lovely things we get to navigate. So welcome to the Radiant Coach. I am your guide tonight, and I am Mikkel Rose. I've been an entrepreneur for so long, I think 10 years now, and I mainly work with visionary leaders, and I'm also known as the coach's coach. Okay. I I really truly find my happiness when I'm working with other light leaders who want to make a difference in the world, who have this soul calling where they just all of a sudden get this download like, this is who I am, this is what I got to do, this is what I got to teach. And so, yeah, I am an intuitive business mentor, holistic nutritionist. I've co authored 2 books, and I'm also a spiritual oracle with medium qualities. So I can channel things, I can see things that maybe my clients might not be able to see. And I can feel into this world that isn't quite tangible, and I get imagery through it. So it's quite fascinating and fun to work with my clients when I get in their field, because I can start to extract out some of their visions with them, not for them, and bring them earthside. So I will be your guide tonight. I have been doing online coaching and course creation for almost 7 years, and I have been helping coaches do this for almost 5 years. So I have learned a lot over the years. I have learned that so much has changed as well. There's been a lot of change. And I'm so excited to bring this to you guys, because I feel that we're in a time where things are speeding up and everything's kind of new and fresh. So this information I'm bringing to you guys is so fresh and new. So I want to set the stage for tonight. I'd love for everybody to release all your expectations. Like if you had expectations coming in tonight, like just imagine a trash can next to you and you can just throw them away. Because we don't know what's going to come through tonight. And you may take away something tonight that you didn't expect to take tonight. But if you had expectations, you might be disappointed. I feel like that's what expectations do, is they kind of set us up for disappointment, because we have this thing that we're attached to. And when we release that, it's like everything that we actually really truly wanted can come to us. And so I know if you can release your expectations, you will leave tonight on fire with so much information, so inspired to start this path of coaching. And I'd ask all of you guys, where are you at in your coaching businesses and your journey? But seeing that the chat is not working tonight, I'm going into this blind. So we'll just have fun. I have a rule, like golden nugget rule. Whenever I go into something like this, I always ask myself at the end of the call, was there one thing I took away? Was there one thing that was a powerful thing? And I look at that one thing. So you can always look at your golden nugget tonight when you're done, the one thing that was like, yep, that was it. Obviously we can't light up the chat. And also disregard my spelling. My students know this, my clients know this. Like, it's me that did the work when they're spelling wrong. So if you guys notice spelling wrong, just bear with me, because it doesn't matter how many times I spell check. I have apps that double check me, and somehow I seem to slip through the cracks. So you'll just be able to laugh with me. Like sometimes I'll have whole sentences like switch to backwards. So laugh with me. I forewarn you, it happens every single time. And I just roll with it. I have for years. And tonight, have fun. I think that's the one thing that we all forget to do when building a business or doing anything in life. We forget to have fun. And then tonight, if you guys stay for the whole entire webinar, I do have a special giveaway at the very end for you guys. I actually was updating it right before I hopped on here, and I added 6 new videos. So the value was $1,200, and I upped it to $2,200 value giveaway tonight at the end of this to one of you guys who wins. So I'm super pumped about this. I might have to do the giveaway in a completely different way, seeing that the chat is not working, but we'll rock with it. Okay, let's dive in. So this webinar is called The Radiant Coach. And before I start any webinar, I always like to highlight kind of like the other aspect of it. And so one of the things I want you guys to think about, and I love to bring into your awareness, is why do most coaches fail, right? Why do most coaches fail in this in this industry. It's a billion-dollar industry, but there's actually a high fail rate in this industry. A lot of people quit within the first year or two in the online mentorship world. And after years of watching people go through starting businesses and them coming to me after being so frustrated with their businesses, I'll be honest, this is a list of why I see a lot of coaches fail. So two of the main reasons is people love to start with self-study, or they love to start with what they think is easy. Which is like, oh, let me just sell this little package here and see if somebody wants to buy it, or let me start a podcast. And we'll dive into this deeper tonight on why that's not the strategy, but that's like the worst place to start. So know that is why a lot of people fail, is they don't start with the big stuff first. Also, they lead with what they think people want to hear. So people will create things with the idea of, ooh, does my audience want this? And when you start with this idea, does my audience want this? You've already lost them, because we actually don't know what our audience wants. And what I've known over the years, what people want is what lights us up the most. Okay. When something lights me up the most, it sells. When I've thought something through, it doesn't sell. So that's another reason why people fail, is they're too much in the space of thinking about what their audience and their target audience or their ideal client wants. So then the next thing about why coaches fail is they're not vulnerable enough, or they're not being fully themselves, or they're trying to be too healed or too perfect. Okay. And this is huge, because I know so many people that try and go onto the interwebs and the social medias, right? And they feel robotic because they're in their heads and they're saying what they think they should be saying versus who they are. And they're trying to, oh my gosh, if I'm a leader, I better have all of the answers, or I better be perfect. You'll fail if you lead this way. People love messy. People love real. People love raw. People love vulnerable. Okay. Read that one in. The next reason why coaches fail is they never take action and they're a forever student. If you're that, I love you, but it's time to get in the driver's seat and start driving the bus. You can't learn how to drive the car without getting in the car and driving it. You can't learn how to swim without getting in the pool. Another reason is they have no business strategy. They're just completely winging it. Another reason is they don't have a business mentor. They're not investing into themselves. I know for 3 years I did this coaching thing and I didn't invest into a mentor, and I struggled and I struggled and I struggled. And when I finally invested into one, I had my first 20K launch. And also, when we invest into ourselves, we prove to ourselves that people are willing to pay for this type of work. People are willing to pay for coaching. Okay. And then the other reason is people just keep taking self-study courses. Oh my God, I can't even tell you how many times I find someone else hopping on another self-study course. They'll reach out to me. Oh, I'm going to go do this course instead. I'm going to go do this course instead. They do all of these accessible things versus the things that are going to move them forward and get them the best results. And then the last reasons I see coaches fail is they have no social media visibility, or they're resisting social media entirely. Okay. I'm telling you, if I could highlight that one, I should have put those in a bubble. Because here's the thing. Do I love social media? No. It sucks the life out of me. I think it sucks the life out of all of us because it's actually designed to make us addicted to it. So there is this sense of depletion when we're on it too long. And so we have to develop these really incredible firm boundaries with social media. So a lot of the times we don't actually hate social media. We hate our inability to control ourselves on social media, right? And if you don't like what's in your news feed, that you can control. Unfollow, block, delete. Change your news feed, right? Change it. And the last thing why I see coaches fail is they're not tech savvy enough. They don't prioritize being tech savvy, right? Like this PowerPoint I made myself. I didn't hire this out. And I want you guys to know that, like, making sure you really stretch yourself, you allow yourself to get uncomfortable with Canva and these apps and how to do reels. Like, the more you resist it, the further and further behind you're going to get, and the further and further behind you're going to feel. Okay, this technology is not slowing down. So it's not a millennial thing. It's not, this new generation thing. No, this is life. And any business you start, any business, if you want any kind of freedom, you are going to have to learn how to use technology. So you don't want to resist that. So yes, this is a huge flipping list why coaches fail, because it's not just one thing. Okay, it's a lot of things. So keep that in mind. I wish I could pinpoint it down to just one thing. This is the one reason, but really these are areas you can check within yourself. So why is this information important, right? Why is this information tonight going to be important for you guys to learn? It's important because I want you guys to know 10% of coaches make $87K a year. And 75% of coaches, successful ones, right, make $35K a year. Okay, but most quit within the first 1 to 2 years. And tonight was about scaling your business to 10K months, teaching you guys a strategy on how you could do that. That is literally learning to be in the top 5%. Okay, it's not easy to really truly set yourself free, but at the same time, it fucking is. It can be, we see these coaches out there doing it, living their best lives. And that's what you guys get to do. You all get to live your best lives as well. Okay. So what is a coach and a mentor? I asked myself that today. And the answer came pretty clear to me. And I've been saying it with my course, with my people that I'm working with, is a coach and a mentor is someone who helps others walk a similar path back home to themselves. Okay? That's my definition. Because here's the thing. We as mentors and coaches, we don't have all of the answers. Okay? I always say this to my clients. My clients will come and hire me for something. And they're hiring me for a sliver of information. That's it. They're not hiring me because I'm the do-all, say-all guru. They're not hiring because I have all of the answers to everything. And when I first started coaching, I actually believed I needed to have the answers to everything. And it actually held me back from being a really good mentor. I was afraid to look at someone and say, I don't know that answer. I was afraid to look at someone and be like, you're going to have to go work with a therapist or hire another coach for that. I literally thought I needed to have all of the answers. And so here is your permission to not have all of the answers, okay? You won't, you can't. You're simply walking someone back home to themselves because you walked that same path back home to yourself. So whether you're dealing in the world of nutrition, love, addiction, business, money, sexuality, self-pleasure, liberation, whatever it is, you walked this path first and now you're walking someone back home. And that is why I have this little pie here This little sliver is all they're hiring you for. But other than that, we're all humans and we're all a hot mess express behind the scenes. So you never have to be perfect to decide to start a coaching business. Okay. You don't have to have all your shit together behind the scenes. I never fucking have all my shit together behind the scenes. And I joke about that with my clients all the time. Like, y'all, I'm a hot mess express with you, you know, that if you own that when you're a mentor and a coach, oh man, you're going to have so much more fun. So much more fun. So let's dive into more of the masculine, okay? This is kind of the masculine stuff you guys wanted to know by signing up for this webinar or this masterclass. What are elements of a coaching business, right? What are elements of a coaching business? And this is super fun for me because I'm a little strategy person and I actually have an awesome mind map, a little map for you guys to see so you can really see all of these elements. But this is a short list, right? Elements of a coaching business. You've got one private coaching, one-on-one mentorship, group coaching, masterminds, self-study, retreats, workshops, master classes, memberships, events, immersions. Okay. Actually, you have a lot to work with. And it's kind of crazy because coaching businesses used to be very cookie cutter 5-8 years ago. And now they're so diverse. You see people creating business packages and experiences within their coaching business that you're like, whoa, that's fucking rad. And so that's truly what's changed in the coaching industry. It's become so fun to create things for your clients. So I'd love to share with you guys a mind map so you can actually see this in a better layout. So hopefully your mind can wrap around what this truly is. When it comes to all of the elements of a coaching business. This really helped me when I started coaching and understanding all of the elements within a coaching business. So let me go ahead, turn my video off for a minute. And let's zoom in here for a second. So here's all of those things that I listed out, okay? So you've got that whole list of things. So if you look at this, these are all of the elements and legs of a coaching business. So if you wanted to start one and you're like, how can I make money off of a coaching business? Okay, I'm actually going to minimize this. How can I make money off of a coaching business? These are all ways you can make money off of a coaching business. So you have one-on-one offers, you have a signature group program. And a signature group program is actually a program that people know you for, okay? And when you first start coaching, this is an amazing thing to have, right? This is an amazing thing to have. And it's because, for me, I had Feminine Brilliance. Feminine Brilliance was my signature group program when you first start. It's how you build rapport, it's how you build results, right? You get something that you're like, this flipping works. So that is called a signature group program. Another thing you see people doing are master classes. This is a master class that you guys are part of right now. Master classes are usually free when you first start. And when you scale, you can start charging for them. You can charge $27, $47, $100, $200, $300, $400. You can start charging for master classes, and they're anywhere from 1 hour to 2 hours. And it's just basically a big class, and you hop on and you teach. And master classes are a pivotal way to build your business. Okay, like this right here. You know, you're hopping on, you guys are able to experience me in a way that you wouldn't be able to experience me online. You get to see my brilliance in a completely different way. I'm going to zoom up in case you guys are on your phones. Right? So master classes are an incredible way to start building your business. Then over here, you have experiences, self-study, and group creations. So what I'd love to do for a moment, I'm going to take you through a really fun journey so you guys can kind of see how this works. So you guys can see all of these elements and actually what they mean. So we're going to start off with experiences. I'm going to drag experiences over here. People are always, asking me, what can I create? What can I do? And what are other ways I can make money in a coaching business? Experiences are an incredible way. And those include anything that's in person or virtual. Now that we live in this digital space and COVID happened, people are actually used to doing the retreats now online. So you can do them online and you can also do them in person. But that's where you can do retreats, immersions, workshops, and master classes. So you can see here, retreats are usually in person, 3 to 9 days. They're not huge money makers if they're in person, unless they're premium retreats and you're charging premium price tickets. I've had an international retreat business. They're not huge money makers at first. There are ways that you can design that, and I do know how. You definitely need more people coming than less. The less people that come, the less money you make. Immersions are super fun. So these can be private or they can be groups. And this is where you immerse yourself into a training for 1 to 3 days, right? It can be a live seminar. That's another word for it. It can be private where you work with someone. Like I would have my private clients come out and hang out with me for 2 days. And I call those immersions because we're immersing ourselves into work, into an experience. Okay. Then you have workshops, and workshops are 2 to 4 hours, kind of like a day thing. You go dive in, and master classes are like this. Okay. So that is what experiences are. Then you have self-studies. Self-studies are usually now 3 to 4 modules. You do find people also selling, 6 to 10 modules, self-study programs, also throwing in bonuses in there. And self-studies can range from anywhere from, $100 to $1,200 on average. Okay. On average. Then you have group creations. And let me zoom out here for a second because this is huge. I'm going to make masterminds go a little bit smaller. Group creations are super fun to play with. Okay. And I love to break group creations down into how hands-on they are. So over here, you'll see that I have 3 levels of types of group courses that I actually create. One is high touch, one is mid touch, one is low touch. So basically it just means how hands-on am I as a mentor in these groups. So the more hands-on you are, the more you can charge. The less hands-on you are, you don't charge as much. You can still charge a good amount. So a good example of a high touch program, right? I'll go ahead and minimize these. A good example of a high touch program is 3 to 5 people in a very intimate container. They're getting one-on-one private work with that mentor. They're also getting group work. It's usually anywhere from 2 to 6 months. And you can charge more for this. So it's definitely an extremely intimate experience. And this is where I recommend people start. And I'll explain that here in a little bit, because this is where you get to see your magic happen, right? This is what most signature group programs are made off of at first, because when you're first starting a coaching business, you don't have 30, 40 people signing up for the most part, right from the get. You'll get 3, 4, 5 people wanting to work with you. And when you create a really custom tailored, hands-on, intimate experience for those people, you get to experience yourself as a mentor, and you also get to experience them as clients. And it's really powerful because you'll see everybody's kind of having different experiences, even though everyone's kind of going through the same thing, or you're teaching the same things. And you learn so much about yourself. You learn so much about your programs. You learn so much about the way that you teach and hold space. So high touch coaching programs are where I recommend you start as we're talking about this. And I have a little slide about that, but just keep that in mind that this is a good starting point. The evolution from that is mid-touch coaching program. So you'll see here that one is about 2 to 4 months. So when you aren't hands-on with people, it's very difficult to have it longer in length because you'll lose people. Okay. You just will. If you don't have a way to, like, keep them accountable and talk to them, a lot of people will fall off within 2 to 4 months. So I would say that this is anywhere from 5 to 15 people. Obviously, it can be a little bit larger. But this is where you're kind of teaching. No one really gets one-on-one access to you. Maybe there's some Q&As. Maybe there's kind of like some intimate group work where you connect with people, but it's a light touch program where they do get some access to you. They get some Q&As. They're getting some support within the group creation, right? Whatever course you're teaching, they're getting some support from you, but they're not like working with you one-on-one here. Okay. And then the low touch, let's go ahead and expand this. The low touch, this is actually a really popular format right now. You see this a lot where people are like, here's the link, go ahead and sign up. And basically you sign up for a live coaching program and all you do is you watch someone teach the course. Okay, that is what is called low touch. So very light, you charge less for this. Obviously you don't have to charge peanuts for this, but you don't charge as much as your hands-on stuff. And 1 to 3 months is a good time frame for this. Okay, so that's like the course programs. Then you have masterminds. I get questions all the time. What are masterminds? Masterminds are like courses with no structure. Or they're just like, it's like a support group with structure, right? So there's no course curriculum, but there are usually themes. It's more open conversation, people contemplating, there might be some teachings, there might be some guest speakers, group conversations. There's lots of processing and sharing in a mastermind, right? People are coming together to collaborate. It's an experience. You can charge quite a bit for this. This is an amazing way to build the baseline of your business once you get going. And I would say in your first year, once you kind of get that first year out, you can start to do masterminds. It's kind of like support groups. They're amazing. You can let them be, 2 months, 3 months, 6 months, a year. Masterminds are super fun because there's kind of, like I said, no curriculum. It's very flowy. So that wraps up the group creations. So I hope this is giving you guys kind of an outline of ways that you can start to monetize your coaching business, ways you can start to monetize your brilliance, because you have brilliance within you. You have wisdom codes to share to people. You just have to package them in a way that they're accessible. And so you get to choose, how do you want that packaged? Do you want that packaged in a group container with a course with a specific end goal? Do you want that in a one-on-one? Do you want that in a weekend workshop, right? Like, how do you want these packaged, right? So that is where I'm going to leave you here for a second. And we're going to go back to the PowerPoint for a second. So I'd love to let you guys know where not to start. Okay. Where not to start is self-study, podcast, and memberships. Okay. Most people think that cheaper is better and it's cheaper is easier. Let me tell you what cheaper means. Cheaper means you need more people buying. If you need more people buying, you have to have a huge audience and you have to have a lot of trust. And when you first start, you actually don't have that. And so when you start with the things that need the most numbers, you're not going to profit. Because it's not the fact that the market is saturated, it's that you're just beginning and that there are other options out there for people who are a little bit more established. So as you get going, don't be afraid to start off with your heavy hitters, which is your group coaching programs, your one-on-ones, right? Because what I'd love to share with you now is how to start. So where is the best place to start? If this is the place not to start, this is the place to start. So I highly recommend that you guys all start with private coaching, group coaching, high touch, and master classes. Okay. If you start with those three things and you master these three things, you will start to create an income. And when you start to create an income, you're like, whoa, this is working. And you start to create this possibility for yourself inside your brain that, holy crap, I actually can have a really incredible life by doing what it is that I love. Right? I remember my first 10K that I made. I was like, holy shit, I can support myself. I don't have to have 3 jobs. I don't have to have a part-time job. I don't have to have my main job. I can do this for a living. I can help people. I can create. I can literally be in this creative place forever. What? I was so excited. Okay. So, private coaching, group coaching, master classes. So, anything that allows you to get hands-on feedback with your offerings and results is the best place to start. I'm going to repeat that. Anything that allows you to get hands-on feedback with your offerings and results is where you start. Okay. And I want to share this with you guys too. I want to share a story with you guys. Oh, I'll come back. I didn't realize my camera wasn't showing. So I remember I taught Feminine Brilliance Masterclass for 4 years. And it was high touch, meaning it was 5 people at a time and really intimate container, right? I was charging a premium price, anywhere from $3,500 to $5,500 for a 4.5-month container. Okay. And I would bring in 5 people at a time. So when I first was charging this $3,500 times 5, that was a $17,000 creation. When I did the other part, when I raised the prices, I was having $27,000 launches. Okay. And that was incredible for me. I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. So Feminine Brilliance generated like over $180,000 for me. It was my signature group program. I ran it twice. I ran it once a year with 2 different groups. So I had a same enrollment period, but there was 2 different groups. And then I would do solo editions and let people do it on their own privately and charge more for it throughout the year. So this was my group signature program. It was amazing. I loved it. And you know what happened when I turned this creation into self-study? I turned it into self-study. And when you have these platforms where your stuff is like on Kajabi or on, Thinkable, like these teaching platforms, you can see how far people get in these courses. Okay. And mind you, this was in a 4.5-month course. So I sold the first half of it, just the element, the basic elements. I think I sold it for like $2,200. And I remember over the course of, I think 6 months, 7 months, I had like 40 people buy self-study versions of this. Only 3 of them got past like 20% of the course curriculum. Okay. I ended up, after the last 2.5, 3 years, I've sold almost 60 self-studies, and still only like 3 people have gotten through 20% of the program. This course that made me almost $200,000 because people were getting such massive results from it, turned into a course people weren't even finishing when it was self-study. Okay. And this is why self-study is the worst place to start, because if I would have started with that course as self-study, I could have never gotten feedback on how amazing it was. I would have never gotten feedback that this was changing people's life, that it was potent. I would have had no feedback at all. And when I saw this, it rocked me. I was like, oh my God, okay, this is good to know. And I didn't judge as much when people weren't finishing my other creations that were self-study. People are just hyper-minded now, right? They're just go, 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 go. So it was so good to know that in my heart, that this material was fucking powerful. even though people weren't finishing it, even though I was getting no feedback from people doing it self-study. So this is why I said it's important for you guys to create something where you can have a hands-on experience of the results and the impact that your course or your material or your wisdom is creating. Okay. So keep that in mind when you start to think of like what you want your coaching business to look like, like what do I want it to look like? Catch yourself when you go to do the easy stuff where you just want to put it out there. Just put it out there. Now you want hands-on experience. You want someone to go through this. Let me know, like, let's do this. And don't ask them for feedback. Their results will be your feedback. Okay. You jump in this and you do this. Okay. So I'd love to go back to sharing my screen really quick again. And, this was to help you guys see how you guys could scale to 10K months, right? But before you can scale to 10K months, y'all got to be able to like make a couple grand, right? So one of the things that's very important when you first start off is to look at your one-on-one offers. And one-on-one offers is an amazing way to start to build a business, okay? One-on-one offers are your most high ticket offering, okay? It's the most intimate way to work with you. So here's an option. I always let people create what they want. This works for me. This has worked for so many people that I work with and so many other coaches that I know and work with. So I think 3 to 6 month rhythmic offerings, so meaning like you can sign someone up for like 3 to 6 months. I know people get a little bit nervous and they just want to do drop-in sessions, but if you do drop-in sessions, you will be broke. Just going to say it. If you are going to work with someone one-on-one, you sell them in packages. And people don't pay you per session. They pay you for the experience that they're going to receive while working with you. Okay. So 3 to 6 months, they're paying you for that container. If they're texting you, if they have access to you, that's what they're paying for, right? They're not just paying you for the calls. And that's where I'd really love for you guys to shift your mindset. Like if you want to build a business that's sustainable and that's going to support you and that financially will support you, drop-in sessions are not the way to go because you have no way of creating residual income. You have no way of creating predictable income. And you have no way of creating predictable results. And when you can't create results for people, you're not going to scale your business. So when you don't work with people for long term, people are just going to come and go when they please. And that's how your results will be. They'll come and go. You may have them, you might not, and you'll give up. So when you bring people into these containers, 3 to 6 months, you get to work with them on a specific result and you get to go somewhere with them. Okay. It could be anywhere. I don't know what your field of work is, but you say, here's our roadmap, and you create a beautiful container for you to play in. It can be intuitive on the calls. You don't have to have every call mapped out, but you know where the hell you're going, right? And when you do this, this is how you can start to scale. So let's go back to this for a second. So I say when you first start, 4 to 6 clients is good. I mean, I was bad. And I mean, at one point I had 12, 15 clients. I've had 27 clients before, way too many, because I was charging too little. So you can always tell if you're not charging enough is because you get too many clients and you feel broke and tired. So how do you work with them? I say scheduling no more than 3 calls a month. My favorite is every other week, 60, 90 minutes. Sometimes I go 2 hours. But they get a little bit more time with you and you give them space in between their calls. And that allows them to integrate your sessions. Trust me, people are totally fine doing every other week. Every week is overwhelming. Okay. And also, if you feel like you have to talk to someone every week, it's probably you feeling like you need to provide something in exchange for your services. And it's that prostitute archetype inside of you. So if you guys are familiar with archetypes, there's an archetype called the prostitute, meaning like you feel like you have to give, and give if people are giving you money for something. So know that you are enough, right? You don't have to overgive, and 2 to 3 calls a month is fine. This generates monthly revenue, and it gets you out of constantly enrolling. So if you bring people on and you have 4 clients at 6 months, you now, and they're on payment plans, you now have money coming in every single month. So let me give you an example here. Let's say in January, right, you brought on 4 clients at $600 a month. You now have $2,400 coming in every month until June, right? And let's say in February, you bring on 2 more. Now you have 1,200. You add those 2 and you have 3,600 coming in. That's 6 clients, right? In the future, what you do is you start to scale how much you're charging per month. So you can scale that to 800, 900, 1,200. I think 1,200 is an awesome space to be. That's when you can really that these coaches that start to hit 15, 20K months, they're charging around this. Okay, this is where they're at. So this is how you scale up to that. But this in itself, you know, having $3,600 coming in, and then if you add to that doing master classes or your group signature programs, now you're starting to look at like $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 a month. Okay, this is huge. This is huge. So I break this down for you guys so you can actually see how you can scale this. Now, how everyone hits 10K is always up to them. Someone might pay in full, someone might have a big event, whatever it is, scaling to 10K comes in all different ways. But when you first start off, and if you start off with one-on-ones and a group signature program and doing these free masterclasses, you will start to see like, holy crap, I'm profiting from this. And then you can start to, play with more of these other pieces of the business model, experiences, self-studies, different types of group creations. But this in itself could easily scale you to 5, 10K a month right here. And that is huge. So I wanted to share that with you guys. I think it's such a big piece when it comes to coaching. So let's take a deep breath in. That was a big section, guys. So again, the evolution would be masterminds, bundles, live events, retreats. Follow your inspiration. There is no right way to build a business, right? There is no right way to build a mentorship business, because it's whatever makes your heart excited. That's what's going to be magnetic. Okay. So remember that. So we are halfway through, maybe a little bit more than halfway through, because I know that big mind map that I just showed you guys was like a big portion of this. So what I'd love to do is we're going to take a pause. Let's do like 2-3 minutes, just so you guys can pee, get up. I need to kind of stretch. I'll play a little bit of music, and then we'll come back again. I've got an awesome giveaway at the end, and we just got started. You guys, the information coming next is going to be the actual key, because now you guys know like okay, here's the structure, but the actual meat of how to do this and what it takes, and the key codes, the main key codes that you guys really are going to want is in this next section. Because the other part, yes, okay, got it, yes. This next part, this will be the fuel to your fire. So I'll see you guys back here in 2 minutes.